For decades, hiring teams have invested countless hours manually screening resumes and conducting interviews with job applicants. With AIHR Screen's AI interviewer, this all changes. Let me show you how it works. To create a job listing on AIHR, all you have to do is enter the job title along with the description, and AIHR will take care of the rest. Let's go ahead and create a DevOps role at Apple. Now that I've created the job listing, a link has been created that I can post on any job board of my choosing. Let's go ahead and take this interview now and see how I do. The application process on AIHR has been engineered to be as simple as possible. All you need to do is enter your name, your email, and submit your resume below. After doing this, AIHR is scanning my resume using generative AI. It's going to be learning a ton about me and determine if I'm good enough to move on to the next step of the interview process, which is an AI interview. Looks like I made it and I can take this interview now. I'll have to provide camera and microphone access to take this interview successfully. Immediately after doing this, AIHR has asked me a question based on my past experience in DevOps tools. Let me speed up this video while I answer this question. Looks like AIHR has realized that I don't really have much technical experience for this role, so it's trying to understand how I plan to bridge this gap. Let me answer this question now. AIHR is now asking me a very specific question based off my experience in managing digital projects, which were included in my resume. Let me answer this question now. Great, now that my interview is complete, let's go on the hiring manager side again and see how I did. As a hiring manager, I can view all the job listings I've created and view every applicant that's applied to my roles. I can filter through this list from best to worst based off of every candidate's AI interview score. Looking at my recent interview with Apple, I scored a 48 out of 100, a pretty poor score, but it makes sense since I lack the technical background that Apple is searching for. I see that AIHR has identified that there's a disconnect between the stated abilities on my resume and my actual interview responses, which is why it gave me a 65 on my resume score, but once it learned about me a little bit better, it dropped the score even further. I'm also able to view a transcript of the questions that were asked along with my responses, and I'm actually able to listen to this interview if I really please. I can also view pictures of the applicant as they took this interview, adding an extra layer of integrity. This entire report can be downloaded and shared with the rest of my team, and I can view each candidate's resume if I really please. The big takeaway is, through this adaptive AI interview, hiring teams can now filter through hundreds of applicants very accurately, saving them a lot of time and a lot of money.